Hey, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Yes, it's launch day, and with launch day comes a host of patch notes that we're going to take a look at, ready for the April update 2019 of Elite Dangerous Beyond. So as we've seen from the multiple live streams that people have been doing and all the videos, including myself, all this is around about, the beginner commander. There's some what they call quality of life aspects that they're focusing on. There's some new menus. They've got new commander creation. There's what they call a Pilots Federation district. New modules, like I mentioned. Updates to navigation tabs, pilots handbooks, training simulation access, commodity market interface changes. Plus there's some fixes to the AI, the codex. It goes on and on and on. So let's take a look and see what's going on properly like. So this huge patch list starts off with changes to the main menu. Those avid commanders who have looked at the live stream will notice that the main menu layout has been updated to make screens and options clearer and to allow room for descriptions. I think more to try and engage the newer player. They've also added commander details to the top right hand corner of the screen and a news carousel. Also what they've done as well is when the machine is loading, when you're loading in, whether you're from the rebuy screen or whether you're just loading your screen in from the beginning, there's hints and tips that are also displayed during that load-in sequence. The player's current main ship is displayed as the background on the main menu, and this will always be your current main ship. Fighters' SRVs will not be shown. Next up, there have been changes to the commander creation option. Now, some of us only see this once, or if you're flush and you've got more than one account, twice. Or if you're one of those people like myself with Restart and Reboot, what I did there, I started again using the experience that I gained in the game. So they've updated the new commander flow to make processes more informative and engaging. Well, okay, well, it's out on that really. We're just going to see how that goes. And this is not a criticism of Frontier and the work they're doing with Elite, which I think is fantastic work. It's more like a sort of a critique. We're just going to have to see. Ship selection screens now display more information on the ship and also includes an image of the ship, and players can choose to start in the Droomy system, which is a permit controlled area administered by the Pirates Federation, or in their standard package location. So that's either start in the Droomy system or in a normal system that's got no restrictions based on it. Now this Pilots Federation district, for new commanders who don't want to jump straight in, is going to be a collection of systems that have been designed to offer a regulated area for new commanders. A lot of people can be put off with a new game, a complicated game, especially like Elite Dangerous, and we spoke about this in one of my other videos. The outfitting in these systems offers basic levels of equipment and shipyards to offer a range of entry-level ships. So you're not going to see many Anacondas, we suspect. Missions offered in the district are obviously aimed at the early stage players. You're not going to see any big payouts, and these systems are also marked with a special icon in the navigational panel and map. Once players have gained a rank, that's A rank, in combat, trade or exploration, they are offered a graduation mission which directs them out of the district. If they choose to complete this mission, they cannot re-enter any of the district systems. But here's the rub. Experienced players cannot enter that system and then take out the players who have basically just earned their flight wings. So a good area for beginners. So that's the Pilots Federation district. So next up is new modules. There's been a few. The Advanced Docking Computer, which is an update on the provisional docking computer that we all know and love and possibly hate, which provides, as they say, cutting-edge guidance to control the ship's computer, offering a further launch option alongside the assisted docking function. So no longer will you be planting your ship, hopefully, in the outside of the station, and no longer in the inside of the station trying to get out. There's also Super Cruise Assist. This module allows the ship's computer to regulate the approach towards a set location within the current system and to disengage the drive at the appropriate time. Now they're saying that this module can also be used to enter orbit around a planetary body, also could be very good when entering certain types of mining systems, things like that. Planet-side targets are excluded. Instead, they will engage the planetary orbit function of the computer, and commanders will need to manually guide the ship to the ground destination. So, because you've got an advanced docking computer for that, then that's also going to help you out. Added a new flight assistance section to the ships tab, and you can engage flight assistance, auto dock, auto launch, rotational correction, and hyperspace dethrottle. No longer will you plant it in the middle of a sun. So now plotted route information is now displayed along the top of the navigational tab. A pop-up box for each entry in the navigational tab will now include extra information, which lists activities available, links to system or galaxy maps where appropriate, highlights the threat level of that particular system so you know what you're going to jump into, and also displays various data on ports, nearby systems such as allegiance and economy, and what security level within the galactic region is going on there. And it also maintains all previous actions such as lock target and bookmark that location. Now the next section is something I'm very excited about, and I think it'd be a really good addition to the game and sort of like give Frontier a way of getting their lore out into the game as opposed to relying on other third-party sites where information can be sporadic sometimes. The new section, the Pilot's Handbook, has been added to the Codex that contains articles detailing activities and features of the game. So how do you mine? How do you do exploration? How does crime and punishment work? Maps. How do you do salvage and rescue missions? How do you go and attack the Thargoids or xeno hunting? Mercenary work, all things like that. Instead of having to dig around the internet, you are then now going to give an in-game experience which is going to allow you to turn around and find out how to do that directly from the horse's mouth. In addition, you're also given access then to the training simulations within game and not from the original menu, which was a bit laborious and it seemed a bit unfinished, and it just seemed like, well, do this first, I'm not really going to tell you anything, and here it is. So what they've done, an awful lot of work around this, probably the same old missions, let's not beat about the bush, but it gives a sort of like an integral flow within the game, I think. So the training simulations are now accessible from within any ship cockpit from anywhere. Now note, if you attempt to start a simulation while in danger, you'll have a 15-second delay before proceeding. So, what's next? The commodity market interface. Now, as I've said in other videos that we've done on the subject of this April update, I've always thought the commodity market in the game prior to this stage has been a bit unfinished and a bit of an afterthought. In the other versions of the game that we saw on the Spectrum and the Atari and things like that, you've always been able to see the prices if you've bought the trade data with your surrounding systems, and it would be easy. Well, an awful lot of work has been put into this now. It's been separated by buy and sell screens to make it even clearer to the player, and we'll do some videos on this as part of the Reboot and Restart series. So the player tends to know what they're looking at. They've added more filters, they've added suggested markets, so the comparisons pop up. So if you get an item, then you're going to know, it's going to suggest, well, here's the best places in the area where you can go and sell your wares and make a bit of money. They've got a help button involved as well. They've updated the supply and demand icons, highlighted mission related and rare goods on the buy screen with key icons along the bottom. Now this I can't wait to have a good go at, and I think it's really going to put the interest back into trading, whereas people have been very sort of focused on exploration and combat. Trading, it just seems to be the matter of course, and I think these tools now are really going to sort of like upsell it. They've added local market data. Buy screen shows galactic average price per unit on the right hand, right buy and sell, and also added more detail to the pop-up box when selecting any commodity in the player's inventory. Now that's quite interesting when you think about it. But so those are additions, really. Have there been bug fixes? Of course there has. So this update is really, what it seems to have, focused on stability, and there are over 800 fixes on this release of Elite Dangerous. Now we're not going to go through all of these because that's boring, and you can read it all yourself in the sheets, which runs to about 7 to 8 sheets of A4. But we're just going to pick. They've had a look at the AI with some odd behaviour that was going on. They fixed some issues within the codex, and they've also looked at conflict zones and fixed issues there, which are quite important, where allied ships could suddenly become hostile to the player. Now I think quite a few of us have had this. Also stability crashes as well, and crashes in the game around when you're disarming seismic charges, while you're driving SRVs, when you're mining in a wing. Now, they done some balance damaging as well. Now, they fixed an issue here, which is worthy of note, I think, that was causing damage dealt by Thargons to increase in multiplayer sessions. And now I've seen that as well. Also, a few issues there in regards to heat damage and something that, drag munitions, engineering modification, now disables the victim's boost function. Didn't have that. They've looked at the Diamondback Explorer and they've done a few tweaking there. They fixed an issue with the yellow computer screen in the cockpit incorrectly showing as blue. Well, and the docking computer, right, okay. I've done an awful lot of work with the Diamondback Explorer. Needs a bit of an explanation there. If you're still with me, put that in the comments. I'd love to see what all that's about. And fixed edge, the edge case that could cause docking computers not to be able to successfully dock the ship, or for the Diamondback Explorer. Shame how it wasn't for other ships as well, like the other sort of like scout ships of similar shape. So obviously something around the graphics, around the the edges of the ship and what makes contact with the exterior parts of the game. Now, there's been a few things also fixed with the COVAS system that was saying system scan complete multiple times, driving commanders to right distraction as well, and other issues around the cases where planets can appear to be fully scanned when they haven't been scanned. Index numbers to bannable sites have also been addressed as well. They've done a few things to correct some different systems on the galaxy map, and in general ship studies, players' pip settings are retained once they return back to the ship after switching to an SRV or fighter. Players can now use the keybind to turn off ship headlights whilst using docking computers, and they fixed issues where a dismissed ship could end up not being able to be recalled. Now, that's always a right pain as well, isn't it really? They've also fixed an issue where broken shields were recharged faster when dropping in and out of Super Cruise. Anyway, in addition to that, they've had some player journal updates. There's been some module item names are now inconsistently displayed, so now they're consistently in lowercase. They've done some work around the legal state. What else have they done yet? The Crate Phantom fixed the reverse thruster animations when reviewed from the Vanity. Fair enough. Localization. Okay, where is it in time and space? And fixed various typos. Do you know what I hadn't noticed? I really hadn't noticed. With mining, they've fixed optimum yield range exceeded warning display messages. They've ensured that we don't eject deposit chunks from asteroids perpendicular to attempt stopping chunks getting stuck inside. No idea what that's about. They've fixed the missing detonation successful message. Okay, rendering, fixed some lighting issues. Synthesis, fixed an incorrect message for the auto field maintenance refill being displayed when using the SRV repair recipe. Vanity cameras, fix some stuff with VR, fix some visual issues with the vanity camera like I say, and then finally on weapons they fixed an issue that caused the remote flak launcher to continue malfunctioning even after being repaired by an auto field maintenance unit. So loads of stuff there, it has to be said, absolutely loads of stuff. Oh my god, right, so things are not going to be groundbreaking, but things are certainly going to be different from this point on. I think we've got to think about, what it's all aimed at. It's all aimed basically at the nuclear, and as a result of which, that's great, and you can bring some more blood and reinvigorate the game. In my ideas, is a good thing. So thanks very much for watching. I've been Ricardo. If you like what you've been seeing so far, put the like and subscribe button. Helps and goes a long way on YouTube these days. Look out for more videos in the series.